Apple themselves confirmed that a new Apple Silicon Mac Pro is coming. At Apple's March 2022 event, John Hurtis said,
"Making our transition nearly complete, with just one more product to go, Mac Pro. But that is for another day."
We all expected this new Mac Pro to be announced at Apple's Worldwide Developers Conference this year because if you look back, the 2019 Mac Pro, the 2017 iMac Pro, the 2013 Mac Pro,
can't innovate anymore, my ass.
and even the first generation 2006 Mac Pro were all announced at WWDC. Even though some of those products were not released at WWDC, they all were announced at WWDC. And back at WWDC 2020, when Apple announced the transition to Apple Silicon, Tim Cook said,
"And we expect the transition to take about 2 years."
And Apple officially started the transition when the M1 machines were first announced. So we expected the Mac Pro to be announced at WWDC and released at the end of this year. But that didn't happen. What we got at WWDC was M2. So why did Apple announce the new Mac Pro at WWDC? And will they announce it within time frame? Well, no. A couple months ago, Mark Gurman said in an interview with MaxTech that Apple had an M1 powered Mac Pro ready months ago, and that was supposed to be announced at WWDC. But Gurman said Apple scrapped that Mac Pro instead. We're getting an M2 version. But why? Well, MaxTech made another video explaining their theory on why Apple scrapped the M1 powered Mac Pro. Basically, the M1 Ultra that was shipped in the Mac Studio had very bad scaling when going to a 64-core GPU compared to the 48-core one. This is due to hardware limitation within the M1 series chips. But MaxTech got word from a source saying that this will be fixed with the M2 family of chips. So this means that the rumored 128-core GPU meant for the Mac Pro was not going to be that much more powerful. But with the M2 Power Mac Pro, that should be fixed. So what should we expect from the chip powering this new Mac Pro? We should expect two new chips, M2 Ultra and M2 Extreme. These chips will be 2 or 4 M2 Max dies connected together with Apple's UltraFusion architecture. M2 Max is rumored to feature a 12-core CPU with 8 high-performance cores and 4 high-efficiency cores, and a 30-core or 40-core GPU. So for M2 Ultra, we should expect a 24-core GPU, 16 high-performance and 8 high-efficiency cores, and a 60 or 80-core GPU. And for M2 Extreme, we should expect a 48-core CPU, 32 high-performance and 16 high-efficiency, and a 120 or 160-core GPU. We should also expect a much more improved neural engine with 32 cores on the M2 Ultra and 64 cores on M2 Extreme. These chips should be based on TSMC's N5P 5nm process. Now for design. We should expect a smaller design thanks to the power efficiency of Apple Silicon. It could be a reminiscent design to the Power Mac G4 Cube, just with a lot more metal. It could be around the size of 2 Mac Studios stacked on top of each other. When it comes to modularity, the biggest selling point for the Mac Pro, according to a Mac Rumors user named Amethyst, who showed very accurate details about the Mac Studio, they said they got their hands on a prototype Mac Pro with what looks to be the scrapped M1 Extreme chip. And they say it has one PCIe slot on it. And they tried to put a Radeon RX 6900 XT GPU inside of it, but it didn't work. So this could be either an early prototype, and the final version will have more PCIe slots on it, or this could be the final design. Who knows? This user also says it will feature no RAM slots as expected due to the SoC design. Now for displays. When Apple announced the last Mac Pro, they introduced it alongside the Pro Display XDR, and we should expect 2 new displays for this new Mac Pro. First, a new version of the Pro Display XDR. 95Max says that this new Pro Display XDR will have a 7K resolution and potentially be bigger at 36 inches compared to the current 6K resolution and a 32-inch size. And the second one was reported by display analyst Ross Young, who is the most accurate Apple source out there. He says that there's a new 27-inch display with mini LED and 120Hz coming out as well, sort of like a Studio Display Pro of sorts. When it comes to the release of the new Mac Pro in the nearest place, Mark Gurman says we'll see the new Mac Pro start shipping in spring or summer of 2023, so Apple will miss their deadline of the 2-year transition. The new 7K Pro Display XDR will most likely also be announced alongside the new Mac Pro and ship alongside it as well, and the new Studio Display Pro will ship in spring 2023 as well, according to Ross Young.